when you go abroad, do you see people trashing things out of, in fact, when you go abroad, do you trash things out of a moving vehicle? Let's just answer that question. So why is that when you come back to Nigeria, you feel the need to throw things out of the car? Are you an animal?
Wine on my body, baby, wine that. Wine on my body, baby, wine that. Wine on my body, baby, wine that. She tell me say now only me, they make a move, they make a feel right now.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Memphis, for those of you who don't know, and for those of you who do know, you're welcome back. If this is your first time visiting my channel, you may want to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and also share this video so you can get seen by other people. This is a video I've been wanting to do for like the longest time, and I'm happy I'm finally getting to do it. So I want to talk about eco-friendliness. I'm not really sure what to title this video, but yeah, let's just say eco-friendliness. What does it mean to be eco-friendly? Being eco-friendly simply means living in a way that is not harmful to the environment. We Nigerians, we're very careless people. We are very lackadaisical. We don't care about nothing. We're very lawless, in fact. Most of these points I've even listed out, they are common sense, but I'm sorry, a lot of people don't have common sense. But I've grouped my points into 3 categories. I grouped it into extreme categories. These are things that you guys may find hard to do, like on a daily basis. The medium category, it's hard, but it's not hard, like you can pull it off. And then the easy category, which is like common sense. Before I start with my points, I just want to drop these 2 little quotes for you all to take home. The first one is that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. I'm not saying like the world is going to go back to, you know, how it was 2 million years ago because we started doing these things, but it's a little step in that direction, towards that direction. Second quote is that little drops make an ocean. Giving my first explanation, you should see where I'm going with this, you know. So let's start with the extreme points. Extreme points 1, this one is for those of you that have money and you're looking for business to start, is for you to start a recycling company. Like, restarting a recycling company is not cheap, which is why I put in the extreme department, you know. But if you have the money, like if you can afford it, you're actually doing the world good. Not only that, you're creating jobs for people, you know how things are in Nigeria and all. And then even if you don't have money to start a recycling company, there are little things you can do, like giving out your plastic bottles to these people that use them, not throwing away your metal scraps, not throwing away your nylon bags. The research shows that the lifespan of a single nylon bag is 7 minutes. And if you know how many nylon bags are being produced all the time, like, second point that is extreme, it's for those of you that like to eat amala. So you know how when you go to the amala joint now and then, it's just serving you like the plastic plates and you're on your way home. Well, not necessarily amala, but like all these food joints, you could actually go with your food flask and get served in your food flask, as opposed to plastic plates every day. If that makes sense. Third point is to own a reusable straw. What's worse than wasting plastic plates every day? Straws, plastic straws. They are so harmful, and then most of plastic straws, really, they end up in the ocean, and then they're really harmful to animals. So there's this new invention, and it's not really new. There are these things, they're called metal straws. They're reusable, like you don't throw them away. I don't know if it's advisable for restaurants to serve metal straws because you have to wash it, so I'm not sure how. I'm talking about hygiene here. But if you have your own metal straw and you go to your restaurant and you whip it out of your bag and you drink your drink and you put it back and you wash it when you get home, that's saving, like, imagine how many straws you would save in a year if you did that. The next point is in line with the previous points I just mentioned. That is red cups, guys. Those of you that like to do house parties and stuff, oh my god, these red cups, they are a problem. Like, plastic generally is just a problem. Like, I think you should just try to reduce your plastic use. So now I'm done with the extremes. Let's move to the moderates. First thing I would say is you need to turn off your appliances. You need to turn off things in general. Your appliances, your TVs, your microwaves, your sockets when you're not using them, your lights. Your taps, guys, when you're brushing your teeth, don't leave the tap on for as long as you finish brushing your teeth. When you're taking a shower, don't leave the shower on while you're scrubbing. Turn it off and then scrub, and then when you're ready to rinse off, you turn it back on. Okay. Second moderate point, I'll put this under easy, but then I know some people like to argue about this one. That is buying dispenser water as opposed to buying plastic bottled water. Guys, plastic is a menace in our society, in our world, in our earth. Can we stop using so much plastic? Like, plastic literally does not degrade in 100 years, and you just keep on buying bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles of water. Like, come on. Some people would argue that dispenser water is not clean, it's dirty, it's unhygienic, but I beg to differ. I feel like dispenser water is just as hygienic as bottled water. That's what I think. Anyway, it's even cheaper, safe, than buying plastic bottle. Like, guys, come on, let's try and tone it down a bit. Like I said, I'm not saying you should completely stop, but then once you start to do it and then you start to get used to it and then you start telling other people, it becomes a thing. We become responsible for our environment. The next moderate point is going to the supermarket with your own shopping bag. Like I said, plastic is a menace. Is it menace or a menace? Menace in our society, and we need to get rid of it. And this might seem extreme, but it's actually not. I mean, even back in the days, like our grandmothers, even our parents, like when they go to the market, they go with these backpack bags, these big, I'll put a picture on the screen, these big backpack bags to carry their stuff. So why can't we adopt that? Like, you can get all them cute bags, like, oh, this is my supermarket bag. People do it abroad. All these points I'm mentioning, I'm not saying I'm insane, it's like I do all these things, but I try. Like, I've been saying for the longest that, okay, I'll get my own supermarket bag, but I haven't gotten one up to now. But at least when I go to supermarkets, and you know how they separate so many things, like there's some things you obviously have to separate, like detergents from like food stuff, but there's some things you don't necessarily need to separate. So I just always ask them to put my things in one bag, so I don't have so many nylon bags, you know, just lying around. And when you do get this many nylon bags, use it at home, use it for your dustbin, just keep it. You might need it for something. Don't just throw it away because you're just wasting plastic. So the next point is, this is quite pricey, but if you can afford it, I think you should definitely go for it. That is investing in solar power or solar energy, like renewable energy, because you're just getting electricity right from the sun. And like I said, it's quite pricey to install, but in the long run, it's actually quite beneficial, especially in Nigeria where we don't get like 24-hour supply of electricity, right? As opposed to burning diesel or burning fuel with your generators, you could just use your inverter. Next point is for my ladies. Ladies, you need to invest in menstrual cups. Pads and tampons are just wasteful. They're even expensive. I know it sounds weird for some people. Some people be like, oh, why would I have something up in there? It's going to be uncomfortable and stuff. Well, I have never personally tried it, and like I said, I'm not a saint. Everything I've listed here, like, I'm still trying my best. I've always said I wanted to get a menstrual cup, but I've never gotten around to getting it. But I don't think it's uncomfortable. It might be uncomfortable at first because obviously it's your first time, but by the time you get used to it, I'm sure like it'll be alright. And it's inexpensive. I think it costs like 5k, and maybe you need like 2 or 3, and they last for 2-3 years. So might as well, like, imagine all the pads you've been using since you started your period, or all the tampons you've been using, and all the amount of money you've been spending. Time for the easy points. And sorry if I get insulting, but these things are literally just common sense. Number 1, Nigerians need to stop tossing trash out of moving vehicles. Not even only moving vehicles. Do not toss trash in a place that is not a dustbin or a trash can. The streets are not a trash can. If you are drinking your Coke in the car on the express and you throw it on the express, who is going to go and carry it for you? When you go abroad, do you see people trashing things out of... In fact, when you go abroad, do you trash things out of a moving vehicle? Let's just answer that question. So why is that when you come back to Nigeria, you feel the need to throw things out of the car? Are you an animal? These guys, let's stop it, okay? Let's just leave that in the past. Next point, ladies and guys also. You see this tissue paper? You see this tissue paper? Some of you, when you finish using toilets, you do like this. Especially ladies, when you want to, after peeing, when you want to wipe, you use all this tissue just to wipe. Guys, no. Even taking a dump, you don't need this amount of tissue to wipe. Max, you need 4 boxes for when you pee. I feel like this is good enough to wipe after peeing, my personal opinion. And then when taking a dump, I don't know how much tissue you should use, but this is just way too much. Like, this is just way too much. So you need to reduce your tissue use. Not only is this like even eco-friendly, you are saving money buying tissue. Like, guys, this is just way too much tissue. Like, you don't need this. This next point is for our Nigerian government. When you see them driving to the airports, one man is driving to the airports, you see him with 8 cars. Why do you need 8 cars to escort one man to go to the airports? Do you know how much fuel you're going to be using? And you still come back, or they will still come back. Then when you come back, they will go and pick you, then they will not come back again. Guys, that's just a waste. And also, not even just the Nigerian government, when possible, always try to reduce your, what should I say now? Okay, for example, let's say 8 people are living in a house, and then let's say they all want to go to church, and let's say 8 of them have cars. 8 of you don't have to drive your cars to church. You guys are literally going to the same church and back to the same house. You can share cars. Let's say, okay, 4 people in one car, 4 people in the next car. Maybe one person is not coming back home. As opposed to 8 people driving to church, 3 people can drive out and leave the car behind. I would say transport systems. I would say transport system, but I know our transport system is not the best in this country. Like, sometimes just take a walk. That's not feasible, but where it is feasible, you could do that, you know. Next point is for us to plant trees, and when possible, try to not cut down trees. It hurts me when I see people cut down trees. Sometimes it's necessary, but there's some other times it's absolutely not necessary. Sometimes, even when necessary, you can leave some amount of trees just to create that cool, you know, trees like just provide shade, provides, is it oxygen, carbon dioxide, and all those things. All your science students should know what I'm talking about. But yeah, trees are very beneficial, apart from the aesthetics. The weather is hot, we need trees in this country. We really need trees, so like, stop cutting down trees and plant trees if you can. I feel like for every tree you cut down, you should plant another one just to replace, just to balance things out, you know? Another point is for my working class people. Guys in the office, you need to try your possible best to reduce your paper use. What I mean by this is that try to make as much use of a single paper as you can. So if you print out something and let's say it's wrong, you could use that piece of paper for something else. As long as it's not confidential information, you could use that piece of paper for something else. You use it to just like scribble down. Just make use of the paper before you throw it away. You could print on the back of it. If it's nothing serious, you could print on the back of it, and just so that you're not just wasting that particular piece of paper. And the last point I have is for you to involve other people. I cannot accomplish this by myself. You cannot accomplish this by yourself. We have to actually try as a whole, as a community, to accomplish this. You guys, the earth is our home, and if we destroy our home, we're basically destroying ourselves. So let us try to protect what we have at all costs. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share this to other people, leave a comment. I'm sure I missed out a lot of points. Leave a comment about some other things we can try to do, and subscribe to my channel, of course, and watch my other videos. I'm sure I have a lot of interesting videos here that you might want to see. Alright, see you in my next video.